Coach, what can you say about Luke Lilledal's performance today?
I thought Luke looked great. He was just kind of flowing around the mat and putting multiple things together. Worked hard on top, and he's a student of the game and just always trying to get better. Playing with the thing that he's working on in competition is not easy to do. He's willing to do that. So, yeah, I thought he looked really good. He looked really sharp.
Different competition than last week, but it just seemed there was a lot more enthusiasm, a lot more zip this week. Would you agree with that?
Wyoming was a little banged up coming in. A couple of their, top guys weren't in their lineup, and but we really appreciate them. They're still throwing 10 guys out there. I know, that's not always easy to do. If your guys are beat up a little bit, but yeah, I thought our guys wrestled with really solid enthusiasm, and effort was great. A lot of good scrambles, and I'd say just overall very good effort. I hope maybe it's they enjoyed wrestling in the BJC, a little bit different energy maybe, or whatever it may have been. Guys wrestle well. Moving on.
Shayne, you seem to be wrestling with a little more aggression this year. Is that a sign of gratitude for just being able to be back on the mat, or is that confidence gained from your first season?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think that my style has always been kind of aggressive, and with experience, I've learned how to hone that into something that I can use. Whereas my freshman year, I felt like it was just kind of wild and uncontrolled, and now I've kind of narrowed it down into something that I can use, and it's more of a tool now.
Kale, today has 250 wins. Doesn't seem like it was that long ago that we were talking about 200. I know it's kind of a round number. Does it mean anything personally for you?
It just means I'm old. That's all that means. So, but yeah, we don't. That's news to me. So we don't really worry about that stuff. We're just focusing on our performance and our effort, and just trying to get better every week.
Kale, how would you evaluate Levi's progress at this point at up to weights? It's been, you guys have had a couple matches, had a bunch of time in the room with him at this point. How has he adjusted, and what are your thoughts on how?
Yeah, I think Levi looks great. I mean, he's big and strong. His conditioning's outstanding. I mean, he's wrestling just a high pace, just kind of using every second with his hand fighting and the pressuring and the snapping. I think he looks great at the weight class. So yeah, he's wrestling well. Looks great on top. Like we saw today, he's able to get in there and do what he does. So it's been a really nice transition for him.
This is for Shayne and Mitchell. It was only about a week's notice that you wrestled here today. How did that make you feel when you heard that you were wrestling here today?
Good. You want to go first?
I don't know. I feel like it's not really our job to worry about, where it is. It's just our job to go up there and have fun. I think definitely you gotta, maybe it's a little bit more people, but I don't know. I just feel like you never really, if you're letting that be the focus, then you're probably not focusing on the right things. So kind of just water under the bridge and just go do it.
I would have to agree with Mitch in that it's still just you and one guy out there on the mat, no matter where that mat is, and you're going to go and do what you want to do.
Mitchell, you're 7-0 with 7 tech falls, and this might sound like a silly question, but are you pleased with where your game is at this point in the season, or are there things that you feel like you can still improve on?
I don't even really feel like I think about it as a season. I'm thinking about it as my season of wrestling, which is just ever, changing and ever ongoing. I feel like every time that I get to go out there, it's a new creative act. It's a new canvas and time to have fun and enjoy it and work on the things that I've been working on. That's the exciting thing. A lot of the things tonight that I was able to hit, I don't usually hit those things. And so progressing as a wrestler, I don't think ever ends. And when you think when you think that's done, then maybe that should be the time that you tie it up and be done. Because I think wrestling is a sport, like it's an art, and you can constantly keep getting better at it. I'm not really thinking about tech falls or whatever. I think because I love to battle too. So if it goes into triple OT, I love that too. So
This one's for Coach Kale. Coach, when you look at the journeyman duels next week, what can you learn? I know that you go through this year in and year out, but what do you think you can learn about this group and how it can challenge them in comparison to a Black Knight Invitational?
We just have some strong competition, which is exciting. I think some great teams that we're going to wrestle some great individuals, but there were strong individuals at the Black Knight also. So we don't really approach it differently. Kind of like as Mitchell's kind of saying, it's just we're trying to get better as individuals and then collectively, obviously, as a team. But it'll be nice to have three. I think the setup is 3 duels back to back. So we're excited about that. And just competing, and the more time we spend together as a team on the road, I think it's good for the program, good for the guys. It's good for everyone to kind of spend some time and go compete as a team. So we'll get stronger as we do those things.
Mitchell, if I could follow up on something you just said, when you're hitting stuff that you maybe haven't hit all year, how does that open you up moving forward? Like, what does that mean for you going forward?
I mean, yeah, it could mean a lot of things. Like it could mean that I'm starting to sharpen that tool and get better at that specific technique. And I think the biggest thing is just like Coach Kale just said, and I'm sure Shayne probably hit on it too. Like it's the goal is to be the best wrestlers that we can be. So it's that's never an end goal. It's kind of infinite and not setting finite goals, but that's what makes it fun. And I think like I hit this, and that's stuff that I was doing when I was like 8 with my dad. So like that's been the thing that's always been fun. Is just I learned this. Okay, now I'm gonna hit that. A lot of the top stuff that I've been doing, like working on the coaches, and like that's a whole different game. And it's really exciting, and it makes the sport fun. Looking for new challenges and new things that you can constantly keep getting better at.
Last one.
So 2 questions for you, Coach. One, tonight you let all the big guns wrestle in the BJC and everybody looked exceptionally healthy. How important is that as next year you guys go into conference play?
Yeah. I mean, we wrestled full strength, and I know our opponents weren't. And so, those are things you kind of wonder about. But our guys just need the matches, and they need to get the match count. But the guys, I think they wrestled well. Thinking through the match, you got to give a lot of props always to Coach Cunningham, because a lot of leg turns today, and that's his specialty. That's his thing. But yeah, I think we're happy and healthy, and just we'll just keep going down that path, right? I mean, there's some things you can control, a lot of things you can't. So things we can control, we'll focus on those and just get ready for next week.
All right, thanks everybody.
Cool. Thanks, everyone.